Welcome, children, to another exciting session of general knowledge. Today, we are going to study a part of geography from general knowledge. We will be seeing regarding the globe and the map. The words and the things are very much familiar to you all. Now, identify what is this. Yes, you people are very much correct. This is a satellite image and the moving image of our earth. This is how the earth looks when we see it from the space. Now on this you will find that there are green, white, blue, so many different colors we can see. We can identify from here only that there are some pieces of land are also there. There is huge amount of water. The white patches and all which we could see, they are the clouds. Somewhere they are the snow covered regions also. The earth is constantly moving also here you will see. Now in this we can only see that this is the land and there is the water. But then to study the earth like this is very difficult. If we want to know the shape, the size of every country and every continent which we are studying and all, how do we get to know that? In order to make the study of each and every region, each and every part, each and every country and the things and the features easier, what the human being they have done, they have made imaginary lines on this particular image, right? And that is what we call as the globe. This is a picture of a globe. This is also called as the replica of the earth. We have tried to make a similar model of the earth, replica, same as it is model of the earth, with the help of the lines, imaginary lines made on it. This imaginary line is actually a network. It is a grid. They are of two different types, and with the help of these lines and all, we have found it easier to mark and locate the exact place of that particular country and even the shape also. Because the lines are useful for making any kind of diagram or any kind of figure perfectly. So globe is also a miniature of the earth. So how this globe is made up of? First of all, we have made imaginary lines on the earth surface or on a globe actually. This is the called as grid of latitudes and longitudes. So what are those two types of lines? These are latitudes, which are also called as parallels, and the longitudes, which are also called as the meridians. Both of them, they help in locating the exact place of a particular region. Now what are latitudes? Here the central latitude is marked. It is given as the number 0 degree and it is named also as the equator. Horizontal lines on the globe, they are called as latitudes, and because each horizontal line you will find they are running parallel to each other, they are simultaneously moving with each other, they are also called as parallels. Likewise, we have important latitudes plus there are altogether 180 latitudes. The central latitude is the biggest one or is the longest one. Now why it is the longest one? Because the earth's shape is spherical and a sphere or a circle is bulged from the center. Hence the central latitude is the longer actually. So from that it is considered as the center of the earth. This central latitude is dividing the earth into two equal hemispheres. Hemispheres, that means half circles. northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. So from 0 to 90, it means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, likewise till 90 latitudes we are having in the northern hemisphere, and similarly the 0 to 90 latitudes we are having in the southern hemisphere. Along with that, we also have these 90 degree latitudes not in the form of lines, but they are in the form of dots, because the circles, they get smaller and smaller and smaller, and to the north and south it is just a point actually, which is also called as North Pole and the South Pole. So including North Pole and South Pole and equator, all together we are having 180 latitudes are there. So what is a latitude? Here they give you information. They run parallel to the equator. It means the lines which are running parallel to the equator measure south and north. It means from north to south you will get these lines. 90 degree north latitude, 90 degrees south latitude. It means we are having in both the hemispheres equal number of latitudes. There are few latitudes which are considered as important latitudes. Out of them, one is the equator. The first one is the equator. Why equator is so important? Because it is dividing the earth into, or the globe into, two equal parts, northern and the southern. Moreover, it is the largest one also. Another important latitude is the Tropic of Cancer. Next is Tropic of Capricorn. Now they both are located in the northern and southern hemisphere respectively. Similarly, Arctic Circle and the Antarctic Circle. Let's see their location. This is the globe on which only important latitudes are marked. Central one, equator. You can see Tropic of Cancer is located in the northern hemisphere, and they have written its degree also. It is 23.5 degree north, and Tropic of Capricorn, it is 23.5 degree south. We have Arctic Circle, another latitude which is located at the degree 66.5, and the Antarctic Circle, that is at the 66.5 degree south. Why these latitudes are important? Because with every latitude we find that there is a change in the temperature conditions. If you remember, or if you know that is Antarctica. You all must be aware of Antarctica, where your polar bears and all cold weather animals and all are found. Icebergs are there, completely ice covered things are there. So this is located in the southern pole. Similarly, the North Pole. Likewise, from the equator towards the northern and southern pole, when we start moving, we find that the temperature is reducing. So this reduction is very strongly found at these latitudes, right? So from these latitudes the changes occur in the temperature conditions. Hence these latitudes are very important. Now another thing, because of the latitudes we are coming to know, that is if you take the earth's diameter. Now in this only the central figure you have to take care, that is this earth's diameter. That means how long or how much is the diameter of the earth actually. So the diameter of the earth is 12,756 kilometer. This much actually round or long is your earth, and that is the distance of this equator also. Next, the longitudes, the another lines which we have made so that our location and the time calculation, yes, These longitudes are used, or these are the lines which are used for calculating times. In this session, I will not cover how they are deciding the time. In the next session, I will be covering that. Right now, we will only see what are longitudes. Longitudes, they are also called as meridians also, right? As we have the central equator, here also we are having the central meridian. Now here this meridian, the difference is that meridians are the vertical lines. It means they start from North Pole and they end over the South Pole. So these are the vertical lines found on the globe. And because they are vertical lines, they do not change their size. They are of same size. But the difference between each of the longitude, it changes. Like if you will see, towards the pole, they are all very close. But if I found them, the vertical lines near the equator, the distance between them is increasing. These are 360 in number. We have 0 to 180 degree on the western side of the 0 degree meridian, and we have another 180 longitudes on the eastern side of the 0 degree meridian. The 0 degree meridian here, it is called as prime meridian, and this prime meridian, it is passing through London. Greenwich is a name of a place in London. From there this passes. Let's learn something more. One more, that the prime meridian is dividing the globe into two equal parts. Here it is dividing now into western hemisphere and eastern hemisphere. Western hemisphere, that means the western side half circle, and the eastern hemisphere, that is in the eastern side half circle. India is located in the eastern hemisphere, and in the previous division, that is from the latitudes, India is located in the northern hemisphere. Here something more about the longitudes. They are also known as meridians. You can see they run from north and south direction. Here only longitudes are made on this globe. Measuring distance east or west of the prime meridian, it means that it measures the distance from the east to west. Then farthest apart from equator, and they meet at the pole. So at the equator, the distance is very high, or very large distance they are having at the equator between each other, whereas near the pole we find that these are all closely situated. Then they lie in the planes that pass through the Earth's axis. Now this you will be learning in the next session. I will be explaining what is Earth's axis and all later on. They are equal in length. Line wise, the length wise, they are equal, as we were having earlier. The difference was there in the latitude. Latitudes are not equal in size. They are all different in size, but longitudes are equal in size. And they are half of the great circles. Half circles they are dividing, like prime meridian is marked over here 0. Here something more, that how longitudes they divide the earth into western hemisphere and the eastern hemisphere. Moving on to the next topic, shape of the earth. Now here you will see that the shape of the earth is not a circle actually. This is something oval, and you will find over here that it is flat from the top, whereas it is bulged out from the center. So it is not exactly oval, it is not exactly round like your ball. It is actually oval. It is flat on the top, whereas it is bulged. Like if you take a balloon, and if you take the balloon and if you press it, then the central part will come out and the top part will be flattened. Similarly is the shape of the earth. Now I will be discussing with you the actual shape of the earth. The actual shape of the earth is known as geoid. Now here you will see that the earth is not at all round also. It is how somewhere it is bulged out, somewhere it is actually uneven and all. But this is the actual shape of the earth. Like if you have seen or if you know that on the earth's surface there are so many mountains are there are so many valleys are there, the oceans are there. If so many variations are there, how the earth can be clear cut very fine circle? It is not. So the actual shape of the earth is what? Geoid. Geoid, it means along with all the landforms which are there on the earth's surface. Moving to the next topic, that is what is a map. A map is a symbolic representation of selected characteristics of place usually drawn on a flat surface. Like if I take the previous image, let's take the globe or this earth shape you take, cut it from the in between and try to flatten it, try to make it straight. So when the globe you make it straight, it means globe is a circle. When the same globe you draw on a flat surface, it becomes the map. There also we draw the map with the help of latitudes, longitudes, directions, everything. Here just see the globe we have tried to bring on a flat surface. So this has become a world map actually. So map and all, they make our study easier and hence we have made the map. Here the map you will see continents are shown, the major oceans are also there. And small figures you will find, these are all the numbers of the latitudes and the longitudes. Now there are three major type of maps. You will be seeing afterward there are many other also subtypes, but these are the three major type of maps. We have physical map, which are also topographical maps. We have political map and we have the thematic map. Let's see one by one. Physical map, it means which shows only physical features. Now what are physical features? It means those things on the earth's surface naturally made which we can see, which we can feel and which we can touch also. They are like the rivers, mountains, forests, lakes. So when the map is showing these physical features, it is called as physical map. Like here the world map, you will see the world continents are shown, oceans are shown, mountains, the Himalayas are also seen. The white part, it means that is a snow covered region also. This is the physical map which you people use in order to mark and all. This is India's physical map. In the India's physical map, they have made the figures of Himalayas. You will see there are lines and all where they are showing you the deserts, the rivers. So wherever, whichever map will show the physical features, they are called as physical map as it is given over here. And physical maps, blank maps are only given if you want to mark some kind of physical features. Now the political map. Political map which is showing the states and the national boundaries of a place. Like this is a world map. In this all the country boundaries are made actually. And in this you will see how Russia is a very big country actually. Such a huge country. You can see China, we can see India, Australia. So all countries are made here with their boundaries. So here you can see Canada is there, USA is there. So this is called as political map. Another example of political map. This is the actual political map which you people use. Regarding India, see the India is shown with its state and all. Now the newly made states are also there. Telangana is there. Then the newly made union territories and all are also there. So this is the political map actually. And similarly, this kind of political map we use, which is also called as outline political map in the exams actually. Third type of map, thematic map. Thematic map, it means a special purpose map. It means in that map only one type of information you will get, and that too with the help of figures and all. Like here, let's see, this is a population map actually. This map is only showing the population of India. Wherever it is very dark, these regions are highly populated. It means they have many people staying in those states actually. Maharashtra is also there. You will find darker the region, more the population. And fade, that is the shade, if the shading is very light, it means very less people are staying over there. Another example here, natural vegetation. It means forest, what kind of forest and all, they are all shown over in this particular map actually. Like wherever very green color or very green forests are there, they have made dark green. Whichever region is not having the trees or something, they have marked it as the deserts. The parts where the trees and forests are there, but in summer season they get dry up and all, so then they have marked it accordingly. Likewise, this is a map showing only information regarding natural vegetation. So these are called as thematic map. They follow one theme, only one particular topic they deal with. In the world map, this is the world climatic zone. So this is also world map, but then in this world map you are getting only one theme. And what is that theme? We are knowing the world climatic zones are there. That means in the world, various places are having variety of climate actually. So that variety of climate is shown in this map. This map is not showing rivers and all. This map is showing only climate. Hence, climate is the theme of this map. Now the parts of the map. Every map is having these different parts are there. Here orientation, it means it will have the direction. On every map you will find there is direction given, north. Title, every map will have a title. Scale, every map will be made with the help of a scale. That means not the scale which we are using and all. They decide a scale, right? If we want to make a very big map, world map, then we have to use a very small scale. Likewise, at what particular, like 1 centimeter equals to what, that scale has to be mentioned. Legend, it means the index, like this line is for what, the triangle is for what. Likewise, location, sometimes they give, sometimes they don't give. Borders, like national boundaries and all, they are also marked. And symbols are there, like earlier figure you have seen, colors they have used as the symbol. Now every map you will find they have, depending upon the theme of course, they will be using the symbols. Here some few images has been shown. Like if you have to show the forest, they may show like this. If they want to show the aqueduct, it means the water body of course, so they will show it like this. If there is a bridge, they will make the figure like this. Quarrying, like a mining area, quarry it means a mining area, they may show like this. Likewise, there are various symbols like main road, railway lines, footpaths, post office. Then you will see viewpoint as you will go to visit some places, lighthouses, church. Likewise, there are many symbols are there actually. Few more are discussed over here. Like if you want to make a map of any particular region, like Nagpur city also, you can take the map of Nagpur and you can show these figures or show these symbols. Just by seeing these symbols, we will come to know that yes, these are the places for what are all actually things are located over here. Like you will see the church is there, graveyard is there. Likewise, there are various symbols are made. These are the different symbols for the roads, airports, rivers, canals, dry river. Likewise, conventional symbols are there. These symbols and everything you will be learning more in detail in your 6th standard also. Okay, children. So, I hope you have understood and enjoyed the lecture also. Thank you.